Hello everyone, welcome back to my studying, and I just saw episode 3 of Wheel of Time. So what did I think of it? What are my thoughts? Well, overall, I did enjoy it. I think this is the first episode that really displays the structure of the series as a whole, because from now on, almost exclusively we will have separate points of view. So the first two episodes were quite grounded in that regard. There are not many cuts to different characters and different locations, and our heroes are separated, and for the remainder of the series they're going to keep getting separated, intentionally or not, and the series is going to jump through multiple points of view. So this is not a bad thing, it's just a feature of the story Jordan told. So let's start with things that I've enjoyed, and there are quite a bit of things, small things, especially in relation to Nynaeve and her acting. Not only the scene where she freed herself from the Trolla captivity was really well acted with 0 words. The way it was shot and framed with her as a focus was quite effective, especially when she swings her hair with the braids. That was such a boss move. Her interaction with Lan, the way she did not hesitate to swing a weapon at him, even though he fully expected her not to try and kill him, because he's used to being in control of a situation. He's used to not being surprised. And here we have a woman who tracked him, something that not many people can boast about, but also had no issue at trying to kill him if that meant getting closer to her friends and finding out where her friends are. Now, when it comes to Perrin, I think the chemistry he had with Egwene was quite peculiar. I know it's still quite early in the series, especially for Egwene, but I just find her very likable, the actress, in her portrayal, and I think my view of Egwene has been painted by her development later. I find her to be much more arrogant and unapproachable as a person as time went on, which some of it was, I think, justified, because she becomes a person of authority, so, you know, she wants to command respect. But at the same time, the way she treats her friends and speaks to them in the future is not what I see on the screen now. So there's a little bit of a disconnect here. So I wonder if tender portrayal of Egwene here as an actor, as a character, is going to influence her character going forward. I do wonder if they're going to tone down that aspect of Egwene. But we'll see. I mean, it doesn't have to be. Maybe it doesn't happen, but maybe it does. Furthermore, what I'm beginning to realize about this TV show in particular is the things that I've been taking for granted while reading the books. So my specific example here is, say, the bond between a warder and an Aes Sedai. In the text, you just take it for granted. It's an abstract concept, right? The link between a channeler and a warder going both ways. So the warrior gets some of the benefits, but they also get vulnerabilities. So when their channel is incapacitated, they feel the echoes of that. They feel pain, they feel discomfort. And it wasn't super explicit here, but it was on display, you know, just it was seen on Lance's face when Nynaeve was applying the remedy she made, and she warned him beforehand that, yes, I heard about the bond between a warder and an Aes Sedai, and this is gonna hurt, so I'm sure you're gonna feel it. And it's not like he screamed in agony, but you can see the effects on it as she was doing it physically. So I just think that seeing these abstract concepts, you tend to accept them fully while reading, while they're displayed to you on the page. But when it's shown this way, in a mundane, grounded way, it makes it more real, it makes it more acceptable, if that's the right word. It just reinforces that everything that's happening is there, physical in the world. And the more mundane it is, the less flashy it is with such abstract concepts, the better I think it will be for the series as a whole, because there are some truly outlandish things that happen in the series, and they deserve to be portrayed in a bombastic manner. But when you have these smaller abstract thoughts, such as, you know, a warder bond, or I don't know, maybe even something like the connection Perrin has later to wolves, if you don't make a huge, giant deal out of it, it gives it gravitas, I think. Let's move on. I was surprised by the portrayal of Tom Merlin here. I guess in the books I always saw him as older. I don't know why. Maybe because of his injury later. But he is, well, of course, not a young man here, but much more youthful, with a nice singing voice, and a great command of the screen. I do like the actor quite a bit. I like his singing voice, and I really like this moment him and Matt share. So Matt just being an asshole at this point in time is par for the course. It's expected, for me at least, as a reader. I fully admit that I did not like Matt during the whole dagger ordeal in the books, and I was quite frankly baffled when people would tell me that Matt is their favorite character in all of the series. And the incredible character development he undergoes is not here yet on display. So I was expecting him to be asshole, but as much of an asshole he is here, the actor portray him is so good that I can't hate him here. And when him and Tom have this scene where Matt essentially finds a strung up, caught and killed Aiel, and he sees that this deceased Aiel has a valuable item on their person, he tries to steal it, or rather he takes it, and Tom sees that, and he doesn't exactly disapprove, but he says something along the lines of, if you're gonna take from the dead, you should at least bury them, or at least you could do is bury them. And I think it says a lot about Tom Merlin in this scene. Yeah, he's a roguish type of person, but he's not without honor, he's not without nuance, and I appreciate that. And another thing that I really enjoyed was Leandrin, or rather the direction they took Leandrin in. We haven't seen much of her. We saw her in the opening scene at the very first episode, and we saw her here at the very end of the episode where Lan, Nynaeve, and incapacitated Moraine encounter her. And the vibes she's giving me are very Nurse Ratched, or the villain from Deep Space Nine, the Star Trek series. You know, the Kai Wynn, I think was her name, or even I guess a more modern example of such persona would be Dolores Umbridge. Villainy in a sense of self-righteous villainy. There are different types of villains in the Wheel of Time series. There are black and white Dark Lord types of villain, like the Dark One. There are Forsaken, who are for the most part opportunists and types of villains who don't see themselves as villains exactly. They just see themselves as main characters, as people who are meant to be doing what they do. And with Leandrin, I see her being 100% committed to what she does because she likes to inflict this on people. It's not like she enjoys her job because she thinks she's keeping the world a safer place by putting male channelers away. No, she does what she does because she really likes to inflict pain and be in control. And that's a very distinct character villain trait. And I think it came off quite nicely here. In terms of things that I didn't like, there's only one thing, and that's the Thinkers. Not the actors, but the scene, the location where they were on really felt like a set. It was weird. It looked kind of off, like it belonged into a different TV show, like almost like something from the 90s, like Xena Warrior Princess or something. That's not to say that I'm gonna dislike them as a side, as a notable faction. Well, narratively, if not, politically and in other matters. But as the first encounter with Thinkers and the Way of the Leaf, it kind of felt off. I'm sorry, but that's about it. I'm gonna make me some more tea because it's chilly outside and I feel like it. And I'm going to watch another Wheel of Time episode, so hopefully you will join me next time as well. Thank you everyone for watching me, for supporting me. Please do like and subscribe if you like this. If you want to support videos such as this one or my music, you can listen to it on any major streaming platform. I publish all of my music under a moniker Spice Balisette. It's gonna be in the description, but you can also just listen to my music here on YouTube. It's fine. Or yeah, so thank you and see you next time.